So what would be the hardest part of your day if everything you touched rotted immediately?
The first thing that comes to mind is showering. But honestly,
Yeah.
it's probably my bestial need to go around and shake the hands of everybody in every room that I'm ever in.
Oh, you do have that need.
Yeah, and I scream it as I'm doing it. So if the sudden transporting to a sort of world of inky blackness void, as far as anyone could see, wasn't distracting enough, I'm there screaming in their face about my need to shake their hand and quote, get to know them.
We're just not going to get anything done in this meeting.
No, not this one.
Just you. That's the terrible thing. That's why you can never be let go, is because you disrupt every attempt to try and fire you. And that's all it takes for job security for life.
Yeah. Powers of decay.
That's how I say in this podcast. Hello and welcome to One Good Thing, the podcast that will eat your stinking soul. I'm Paul Methodius.
I'm scraping at the door.
Oh, so he is. And we're scraping at the door of the end of recommendation. No, not recommendation month. Goodman season.
God, I'm sweaty now. I'm scraping at the door.
I'm still booked off work. You don't want to miss even a single one of the street parties. And what better way to celebrate our escape from the multitudinous cast of Smokin' Aces than by entering another farty Nicolas Cage vehicle? It's 2011's Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance.
There's good and bad in all of us. It doesn't matter how far you run. There are some demons you just can't escape.
I need your help. This child is in danger.
Daddy! I don't save people.
If you don't help, the devil will have a new form, one more powerful than he's ever known. Save the boy and lift your curse.
I've made a lot of mistakes, but Danny's the one good thing I ever did.
That being the case, we better make sure he doesn't turn out to be the Antichrist.
Paul owns the DVD.
I own the DVD. It has a lenticular cover.
Yay! Nothing says class like lenticular.
Is it doing it? I can't see past the DVD.
I believe so, Paul. It could just be camera lag, but I'm gonna say it's the lenticular cover.
It's the lenticular cover, and God bless them for doing that. It was a masterstroke.
5
Do you want to
stars.
hear about the special features on the DVD?
Absolutely.
None of which I've watched in preparation for this.
Oh,
Back in Black, stories from the set, Vehicles of Vengeance, and some deleted and extended scenes.
Oh, I like the fact they named the first two features.
And just above special features, you'll notice some cleavage. Just
oh yeah,
tactically
just
positioned.
just
Nicolas
hanging out
Cage's cleavage.
I don't remember seeing his or the lady's cleavage in the entire movie. So
that's the special for the lenticular cover.
It just every time
Special
you tip the DVD
cut.
cover, it alternates between Nic Cage's cleavage and the ladies.
It's beautiful, and now it's the only thing I ever wanted. Yeah, so this is the sequel to the 2007 film Ghost Rider, which we covered in episode 15 in April 2017.
Fuck me.
Yeah. You were a young man!
Young man! It wasn't legally dead at that point.
Yeah. Well, we were both, spunky and cocky and ballsy and genitalia-y and
Vimy.
Now we're both anusy old men.
Yeah, just not even gaping. Don't even have the strength to
Puckering.
to maintain that level of gape. It's puckering is the word. Yes, a couple of puckering old anus men.
That's what you love. Join our Patreon. The film was written by Scott M. Gimple and Seth Hoffman, who usually work on the Walking Dead stuff. This is their only credited film. But it was also written by David. He was involved in Blade and the Dark Knight trilogy, so, give him another pass. S. Goya. It's been a rough and rocky road for David S. Goya.
I don't know if I dedicate so much of my time and energy to including criticisms of myself as my middle names, but he's on that quest, and I appreciate and admire that.
It's amazing that he's the one pushing this. But it was directed by, that makes sense, Neveldine Taylor, the two men behind Crank, Crank 2, and Gamer.
Yeah.
This is their most recent film together to date.
Yeah. Because Brian went off to do his own one with Nic Cage. I was like...
and the other one couldn't stand it.
Something about this isn't working, says Brian Taylor, stabbing Neveldine in the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he can't find his way to the set.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Early on, Cage confirmed that the story would be set in Europe and would be involved in the church, saying that very much in the zeitgeist, like Da Vinci Code. I'll get comic book fans in.
The zeitgeist as well, comic, yeah.
Yeah.
Comic book fans had their fingers on the pulse, mate.
Oh, mate, that 2003 or so book that was made into a movie in 2006 was all the rage in 2011.
Mayan calendar and some shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Somehow the budget for the second film is considerably lower than the first.
Somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
It's almost, you just got to imagine that Neveldine Taylor refused the money. We don't need it, they said.
Passion project.
Yeah.
They have a Nicolas Cage tattooed onto them, so it's very important to them.
They have actual Nicolas Cage tattooed onto them.
Oh. The film was received by critics like Ghost Rider standing next to them at a urinal. Come on, man. Don't do that.
They can't go when he's watching.
Can you take a step further away, please? Nathan Rabin at the AV Club said, at best, the Neveldine Taylor team is capable of transforming ingeniously trashy premises into pop art, but here they inherit a promisingly trashy franchise and fail to give it the allure and go-for-broke energy of superior trash. Superior trash really is aspirational for me. I just want people to see me rooting around in a bins and go, guy's next level.
Is he what? I don't get. Is he looking for superior trash? Oh no, I get it.
It was standard trash behaviour. Trash among trash.
Crank is superior trash.
It's very good. It's very good trash. It's absolute bollocks that you just love jiggling about.
It's like finding a half-eaten egg sandwich in the bin, but you realise that it's only one half has been completely eaten, and there's a whole pristine half. Yeah.
It was artisanal before it was put in there below some yogurt. Oh man. Public, on the other hand, were never afraid of you.
No, the yogurt's pretty good as well. It's like skid.
I dip my sandwiches into it.
that specific bit of yogurt.
Public, on the other hand, were never afraid of you. T. Russell on Amazon said, Russell T. Davis.
Yeah, shit. Should have let me write it.
The plot centers around a particularly nasty child of the type which any respectable hero would cheerfully strangle. I see that all the time in Clint Eastwood movies. The direction really is awful, particularly of the close-up scenes of the rider, the only reason for the agonizing slowness of which must be to flatter the FX man. Oh, Dave the FX man. I'm just trying to get in his good books.
Yeah. You leave that Slovakian maestro to himself. Dave FX-man.
Dave FX-man.
FX-man.
Yeah, he's so hot. Far too much yap anyway, almost all drivel. I started by fast-forwarding, then decided this is a waste of time. So much angst, pseudo-philosophy, and cod religion is bad for me. The sort of escapism which makes you long to escape from it. Drivel.
LOL. That's a very Leslie Halliwell approach, isn't it? Start by fast-forwarding.
Salted Earth.
I started every film. I start Lawrence of Arabia fast-forwarding. But the difference is...
this doesn't make sense to me.
But the difference is, Paul, with Lawrence of Arabia, I stopped fast-forwarding after 70 minutes. That's a mark of a good film.
Shit. And you know what? I'm actually going to play this at the speed it was meant to be watched at.
What?
I know.
I respect it that much. I'm willing to give it my time.
And the producers at Netflix call up saying, hi, I noticed that you're actually watching something vaguely in the way in which it was intended to be seen. We're cancelling your subscription because we don't believe in that.
We're doxing you. And then the mustache falls off Netflix and it's Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel.
You can hear Martin Scorsese cackling in the distance.
What does any of this mean?
Any of it. It's all very in-jokey. You'll have to be from this year in particular time to get most of it.
And us.
Which is bad news for us from episode 15, trying to listen forward. We started that episode with a roughly 5-minute sequence of us doing Nicolas Cage impressions.
Oh, it's that episode.
Yes.
Oh.
You turn me on. It's I've still got it.
Oh boy.
What's great is as you listen to it, we get better at the impression, I think, as we go.
That's interesting. I found it's taken me 5 years to even be able to say a couple of words in a Nic Cage accent that I haven't previously heard Nic Cage say.
Oh no, I can't be doing that. Luckily, he has now been in so many films, he has said literally every combination of words in a full sentence that you could possibly imagine.
It's true, you have to remember all those words.
And a strange emphasis that he'll put on them. Right.
Was a maestro.
Large man Spencer Wilding played Goons in Jupiter Ascending, Men in Black International, and this. But he was also the physical performer of Darth Vader in Rogue One.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody's favourite part of that movie. And he came in and went... People loved it.
Yeah.
He did the beatboxing.
Can we make a series about that one moment? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. We can expand it. Get the backstory. Get Ewan McGregor back into it. Now, Christopher Lambert is the 3-man.
Yay.
Mean Guns and Highlander 2. More on him later. Cage is a 9-man. It is partially our fault, but I do feel like if we set out and tried to make Daniel Day-Lewis a 9-man, we would maybe not be able to. So,
yeah.
Cage, on the other hand, could easily be a 20-man or a 30-man.
Yeah. I think if we were to try, we'd probably be able to do the same with Harvey Keitel, but it's just he's done like the same acting is a job thing, but has just sort of, I don't know, I don't care about anything that he's been in that's bad.
Meanwhile, Amy Adams, actually, yeah, that was a bad example. Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh, free to a man, free in the bush, free, yo. Films are shit, mate.
Ghost Rider, The Spirit of Vengeance, has 4.3 on IMDb, 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, 34% on Metacritic, 4.3 on IMDb, a pitiful 73% on Google, and made twice the production budget, and so probably only just broke even. It was also nominated for 2 Razzies for Worst Actor for Cage, which he lost to Sandler for That's My Boy, and Worst Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel, which he lost to Breaking Dawn 2.
Oh, good. Well, that's something.
Doing the Lord's work.
Mm-hmm.
So, Paul, you roadkill.
Vengeance. It doesn't quite seem so off the cuff now. You said it a minute ago, but that was my one.
He became the spirit of vengeance.
Yeah, we all really enjoyed that. Yeah. What's one thing about Ghost Rider 2 that made you think that this is the worst fucking deal you ever made?
Ooh, Paulie.
Ooh.
There is an Idris Elba in this.
There's an Elba.
And yeah. He has a line, which is very much what I recall the Neveldine Taylor introductory experience. He comes in, he walks into a room and goes, "Je suis désolé." Je suis désolé. As he gets dragged out of the sentence, and I liked it, and I think you did too.
I would like that if I remembered it. I'm going to go back and watch later on in order to sample it, and I'm going to like it when I hear it.
See, if you had it on your TV over your shoulder, I'd better scream in your face whenever, middle of whatever stupid point you were making.
I know. I've got nothing back there today. Just
a coat.
A legacy of disappointment. A coat.
Or is that a shirt?
Which
or
is doing nothing for no one. I don't fucking know what that is. It's a shirt. It's not even substantial enough to be a coat.
I'm sorry, listeners. I didn't want to. I'm trying to paint the scene for you. I didn't want to get your hopes up.
I know.
Shirt.
Well, this movie starts by me typing G into Netflix and then immediately getting recommended Grown Ups 2 as the first option. Life sucks.
Before you've even typed the letter G, your PlayStation has sensed your thumb on the X over the word G, the letter G. You mean Grown Ups 2? Oh shit!
Damn it! No worries about that though. It's time for that iconic and well-loved production logo, Marvel Knights. Oh, what's your favourite one, listener? Is it the one with that guy from Green Mile as the bad guy in Punisher?
I
think it.
Then I had a look at the I did the OG team before I forgot, and I thought, I wonder what happens if I hashtag Marvel Knights. Nothing happens.
Literally nothing. The phone didn't respond to you.
Phone melted. Void. Call me a cuck. Went off to join an alt-right group.
That's just standard. So we start with Giles, the priest, who takes Lufa to see some kind of special boy.
Yeah. Hey, bye, Giles.
Oh, yeah, fuck, that's that. Because the cast of Gamer Attack, led by Deacon Frost.
In my head, he was like, oh, he looks like Kurt Russell and Patrick Swayze. And then I didn't get any further than that. I didn't think of a clever amalgam.
Well, that's fine. That's as far as we need to go.
Kurtrick.
When we got Deacon Frost. Kurtrick
Swazel. There you go.
Kurtrick Swazel's fine. We'll stick with that.
Pretty good.
I have got a joke later on that's going to depend on the Deacon Frost thing, so I shall stick to that.
That's also great.
Everyone listening, just know that Deacon Frost is also Kurtrik Schwagel. It is an enjoyable phrase to say, I will admit.
You said most of that legibly. That was very impressive.
Jesus and the Mary Chain managed to escape Deacon Frost and Stacker Pentecost, who are both chasing her.
From the best film ever.
I am going to be calling him a different Idris Elba name every time, so just if I say a name you've not heard before, it's probably Idris Elba.
I'm fucking impressed that you can remember more than Stacker Pentecost, mate. I don't think I can bring to mind the name of any other character that he's played.
Oh, don't you worry. He's got some good ones. I'll tell you one person who's not being played by Idris Elba, though, and that's Nicolas Cage, who starts talking and everything is great.
It doesn't matter how far you run. There are some demons you just can't escape. My name is Johnny Blaze. I used to ride a motorcycle for a living. I did a bare ass 360 triple backflip in front of 22,000 people. It's kind of funny. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Everything does look a little brighter, doesn't it?
As soon as his voice comes in, it was like, I know this is dumb. I forgot this is a Nicolas Cage movie just from the intro. And then when his voice is there, it's like, oh, yay. Because it's going to be
you've got the Neveldine Taylor spark, whatever that little spark. And then Nic Cage steps in and he's like, oh, I bet you didn't expect to see me here. Well, I am.
Yeah. He explains the plot to Ghost Rider, leaving out Sam Elliott. Smart move.
And Wes Bentley.
And Wes Bentley. Even smarter.
Smarter move.
And swaps Peter Fonda for Ciaran Hinds. Memory's a funny thing, isn't it? All sorts of things people from my past I suddenly remember as Ciaran Hinds.
Me. It's a living nightmare every time you actually show it for the podcast.
12 minutes of angry disappointment before I finally calm down. So Stringer Bell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck.
Oh, yeah. He finds Cage and convinces him to save the boy. In return, he can lift the curse and he can stop being awesome. That's a great deal.
Yeah, it chafes. It really chafes.
I'm cursed to be unbelievably good, but I want to move on. So yeah, Mother Mary and Holy Lad get in trouble though because Gamer is here to round them off the road and kidnap them. Save us, Nicolas Cage! So Nicolas Cage kills everyone. It's great.
It's great. Saves the day.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good at this.
And next morning he wakes up with his hair looking very good in a hospital, and he interacts entirely naturally for Nicolas Cage with a nurse.
It's funny because when you walked in, I thought I was still dreaming.
You have hallucinate?
No, man, I'm not hallucinating. Look, I'm flirting with you. Yes, Formasa. Play. Okay, morphine. 2I morphine. You got any morphine?
Oh, no morphine. You already have.
Dilaudid. Valium. What do you got?
Yeah, nurse goes away. Tick, tick. Everything seems fine here.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's healed. It's completely healed. 100% actually. Better than before. More normal than before.
Yeah, more normal than he's ever been. So, yeah, Cage goes off and finds Mary Mum and offers to help her get Jesus 2 back from Deacon Frost. What was it? Kurzel Cinemas?
Kurtrik Schwagel.
That's it, Kurtrik Schwagel. Who's planning on delivering the boy to evil Ciaran Hinds.
Oh, no. Not evil Ciaran Hinds.
I know. Time for an animated sequence you forgot was in this movie.
Yeah, a little bit.
I remember these being genuinely subversive and surprising in 2011. It was, after all, the year before Ted came and changed comedy forever.
Is that the subtitle on the Ted poster?
Comedy movies exist now, it said.
Jesus.
So, yeah, this sequence explains why the devil makes deals, which explains all the deals he's made so far.
He's always making them. He made a deal to not be in the movie too much.
It was a great deal. They go to interrogate some lowlife. Oh my god, a pig in this criminal underworld. This must be where he got the idea to play Pig in Pig.
Oh, shit. That's why he was crying the whole scene.
Oh god, at this stage Cage does everything you want him to and just does it for ages.
For ages, it's brilliant. It made me think that this was a good film.
Shut up.
Hey, I got what you need for those shakes, my friend.
Kerrigan must have told you about that thing that killed his men last night, huh? Yeah? That thing is inside of me. See, you're a bad man. And this thing, the writer, he feeds on them and he's hungry. He's hungrier than he's been in years, and that's why I'm shaking. Because right now, the only thing standing between you and the rider is me. And he's scraping at the door. Scraping at the door. All right, if you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm gonna let him out.
And the upshot of it all is, aside from how great it is, that he finds out that Deacon Frost, Kirken Frostgul, is buying weapons conveniently close to a giant, terrifying digger. Oh, his hubris.
I'm so great that I have not even thought about any of this. It's ridiculous.
Here, coming to this weapons deal beneath this guillotine.
Inside this bomb explosion.
So Nicolas Cage kills everyone with the digger, and it's great.
It's great.
Jesus 2 gets away with Mary Ma, but doing so distracts Ghosty from finishing off Deacon.
Oh,
women.
Fuck. Yeah, bloody women. It's a good thing I'm a flaming skull, because otherwise I'd be angry.
It's very convenient for me. Luckily, new diet Jesus lad convinces Cage not to suck his mum dry. You try doing that. And doing so turns him back into the relatively normal Nicolas Cage.
Oh god, it's just Nic Cage.
Oh.
No, I'm completely normal. I'm gonna go and be a bin man.
Go back to the skull. So Devil Hinds brings back Deacon Frost in his super-powered form, Stephen Dorff. Regular Stephen Dorff.
Pacey, white-haired Stephen Dorff.
Lank-haired Stephen Dorff, as we know him and love him. Did you make me cool like Ghost Rider? Sure. You're an emo, right? No.
You like Matrix Reloaded, right? Do I?
Yeah, kinda. Am I going to be like Morpheus? Yes. I haven't seen it, but yes. So, yes, he can rot things now, and he tests his powers by killing Casey's boyfriend, Matt, the paramedic. It's uncanny, I think.
Oh, no. Oh, really?
Oh, no! Yeah, I think so.
Okay, excellent.
And that was a hunky paramedic before he got his face rotted off.
Yeah.
He looked more like him as the face.
Yeah, I was going to say. Had to establish that. Fuck you, Matt, who I've never met.
Heimdall shows up, and Cage has some cagey bonding with Du Bois. And, there's a motorcycle involved, and the mum's fine with that. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Terminator, mate. Terminator 2.
So they've driven from Romania to Turkey, which is disappointing because based on the look of the locations, I assumed that they'd suddenly cut to Africa or something. But it is just a 17-hour drive. And, 17 hours is a long time. I could get to Madrid in 17 hours.
Pangaea, mate.
And that's a different world, mate. Yeah, Pangaea. I can get anywhere in 17 hours. That's what Pangaea is.
That's what Pangaea is. Turkey was probably connected to Africa at some point. So
yeah, probably. Probably, right? It's right there. It's right there.
It's right there. You don't know. You weren't alive back in the 20s.
Unless you think that the opposite Pangaea is happening and that Turkey's going to collide with Africa at some point, in which case...
Cramgea.
You're probably Christopher Lambert, who shows up at this stage.
To talk about not that.
You mustn't be afraid. It was God that led you here.
Which has a lot of potential. He plays the holy man that they've delivered Du Bois to.
Yes, he does.
In the hope that he'll... what do they think he's going to do to him? Just keep him safe and cherish him forever.
Yeah, give him Cluedo and teach him the rules to Monopoly. Yeah.
Give him Cluedo and teach him the rules to Monopoly. It's going to be a madhouse.
Fuck you, Rich.
It's going to be great.
Nell points out how much Christopher Lambert at this looks like Thomas Jane. It's uncanny.
Oh!
It's very, very strange.
I made the note that without hair, it really lets you notice how beautiful Christopher Lambert is. Because usually he's got such distracting, terrible hair.
He has Neil Breen hair.
Just bald. You suddenly realise he's got those piercing blue eyes, strong jaw, and just like full lips. And you're like, fuck, that man is gorgeous.
Do you think Nic Cage took Christopher Lambert's hair and then went back in time to do all of his noughties movies with it?
It could be. I've definitely seen Christopher Lambert with Nicolas Cage's next hair. His next hair. So
that's my next hair.
Which one is it he has the long hair in? Is it Drive Angry?
Bangkok Dangerous?
Yes. Yeah, that was bad. So it's time for a painful parting for Cage and Boy.
Oh no.
They've experienced so much together in the last two scenes.
They've grown so close over the summer.
I did. So Cage goes off with Brixton Law to get drunk and just talk in one of my favourite scenes.
Which one's that?
Brixton Law, I think, is what he was called in the Fast and... No, what's the one where he had the superpowered suit that made him, like, really strong? I think it might have been Hobbs and Shaw. I think Hobbs and Shaw might have been ridiculous.
Hobbs, yeah. Yeah, I forget how ridiculous Hobbs and Shaw was because it was so fucking boring.
Yeah, but it did have Idris Elba in a power suit, I think.
That should have been amazing.
I'm really remembering it. It really should have been, but it wasn't.
No.
And we'll find out more about that when we can be fucked. So, Cage must head to the Vision Cage. The Vision Cave is what I've meant, but I put the Vision Cage.
The Vision Cage.
You mean your
flat? Yeah.
So, where he'll lose his curse and learn how many outtakes the directors are willing to leave in. What is it he shouts whilst he's in there?
Merry Christmas, you assholes!
Anyway, turns out that Lambert is treacherous. Who would have thought? And he betrays everyone, including and especially Balthazar Edison.
Oh.
I can't even remember which one that is.
That's not... Nope.
They're going to kill Du Bois so that his evil won't spread.
Oh,
If your evil don't fold. But Decay saves the day, yay! And he kills Lambert. Aw.
Thanks, Decay.
And he kidnaps the boy, meaning that Captain Janek and Cage have to point at each other for a bit. And I was very happy to see that I also commented on how much Nicolas Cage points at people in the original Ghost Rider podcast episode. So I guess that's something he thinks is like in Johnny's character, is that he points.
That's all. He's all about the blaze, man. Are you all about the blaze, man? Listeners?
Get on that blaze life. Hashtag blaze life. They go after the boy. Hinds starts his reenactment of the ending of Rise of Skywalker. He's got to be stopped. Oh, hey, our second consecutive lady wielding a massive sniper rifle in 2 weeks. But this one isn't the Barrett M82, though. It's the Shaytak Intervention.
Are you sure it's not the Scorpion?
The tiny submachine gun. Yeah. No, it's definitely the massive, overly ridiculous, very modern weapon to be found in a strange priest hole gun that also definitely cannot be effectively silenced.
Okay.
Like me, at Salty Film for the hard truths.
I think films are great. Hashtag hot take. Hashtag blaze life.
Dangerous. So, yeah, they all attack the ritual. Fuck you, JJ. And Cage hilariously runs in and punches out the devil, whilst Nelson Mandela, ridiculous name, just kind of shoots everyone.
Oh yeah, he did play Nelson Mandela, didn't he?
He did that time. Yeah. It's quite easy for him, but then Decay just kills him.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've run out of names.
It's fortunate. Who's he in Cats?
Oh! No, don't do this to me. Me and Jack had a long sequence where we couldn't remember the name of the evil cat in Cats, and the only way I got it was remembering Ian McKellen. McCavity! It's McCavity.
Okay.
I had to retrace my steps.
I was panicking.
There's like 3 different cats that are like single word M names, and it just... Anyway.
I didn't mean to do that to you, mate, and I regret ever opening my mouth. I have flashbacks. Yeah.
Oh, God. The boy is here. The boy is coming out.
Boy.
What's he all about? Well, he's going to make a new deal with Cage because he has all of Hinds' devil powers, which are fortunately very intuitive to use.
Yeah, like the PlayStation.
Just like the PlayStation. Oh, my Rumble Shock abilities. Rumble Shock? I don't remember. Dual Shock.
Rumble was something though, wasn't it? So
Rumble Pack.
That's it, Rumble Pack.
Yeah.
Oh,
90s.
What a nightmare.
There's a big car chase and Cage kills everyone. It's great. And, Deacon Frost gets turned into the worst special effect in the movie, and Ciaran Hinds gets thrown back to hell where he belongs.
Yeah.
And, I think that's it.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Nicolas Cage does something weird with his eyes, and then that's the end of this brilliant movie.
Fantastic. So, Paul, let's talk a little history here, because... So we saw this together in 2011.
Yes, we did.
We
went
to the cinema.
Yeah, went to the cinema like people used to. And my overriding memory of it is just laughing a lot like a twat. And
I remember finding several sequences really funny, particularly the interrogation sequence, which is, of course, great. Hold on. Yeah. Interrogation sequence is great. The scene on the bike. And, I remember finding some of the action really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I found a lot of it quite cool. The scene on the bike was great. And obviously the interrogation scene. I don't remember it being good, like legitimately good. But I remember having a fun time. Yes. For sure.
How did that hold up second time round?
The fun moments are still really fun and funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And cool. And there's some of the action. I just like Neveldine Taylor's directing style.
Yes. for the most part, it works really well, which is interesting because it's actually quite against a lot of the things I dislike in action, but actually it really works very well. And there's a lot of very exciting sequences in this.
Yeah, the shaky cam is shaky, but you can still sort of see what's going on.
Yeah,
or it's like it just augments the chaos of the scene. It's not meant to. It's not completely green. It's not green grass levels of distracting.
Yeah, and it doesn't obfuscate the fact that they've clearly done quite a bit of stuff for real.
Yes, so there's that. Yeah. And I get why Neveldine Taylor's directing style in general is not for everyone, but there's something juvenile and chaotic about it, and I just really like it. It just tickles me in the right way. The CGI, which seems to have come under a lot of criticism.
Yeah, I saw it mentioned a lot, and yes, there are some moments that are really bad. Deacon Frost Steph looks terrible, but there's quite a few moments I thought looked fine, and I saw a couple of people say the special effects look worse than the first one. And it's like, really? You want to look at the fucking skull? Like there was pure white clip art in the first movie, and this one had texture and feel, and tell me that it's worse? That doesn't make any sense.
Now, I think for me the reason that it works is because I don't think they tried to make it look realistic. They've tried to make it look otherworldly, like a flaming skull from hell, and it looks realer because of that. It looks like something that doesn't belong in the world, and so I think it looks really good. And the scene with the crane, I think looks awesome.
Oh yeah,
looks so fun. So yeah, I loved all those bits. I fucking love the design of the skull. There's just something about there's an expressionlessness to it of like a bird, like an evil bird just going and it looks great whenever he's reacting to something that someone else says, and the stupid, the really rubbish one-liners or like one word replies that the Skull Cage has. Just
oh god, they're so bad.
They're so bad. Something it's great. Roadkill.
Oh my god.
It makes me feel good. Nic Cage for a lot of this is crazy Cage, and it works. It works.
It's entertaining Cage.
As a guy who made a deal with the devil and is tortured on a daily basis forever. It works. So all of that was still really, really fun.
Yeah.
And I loved all of that. And there's loads of moments we'll get into in the crick fire.
In the cricket fire.
In the cricket fire. And it just means that the dull moments of this movie feels super dull by comparison.
Oh no.
I think the only where this film is lacking is in its character relationships. There's not the character moments going for that T2
yes,
thing.
They definitely wanted her to be Sarah Connor, but there's only really one scene where she does something like that. She's generally speaking deprived of agency. The whole thing feels very rushed, considering it's. I mean, how long? It's like a 97-minute movie or something like that.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. I like the straightforwardness of the premise. I like the purity of the premise, and that we've got like a road movie going on. But yeah, we needed way more time to flesh this out, to flesh out Cage's relationship with the boy, the boy's relationship with his own powers and with his mother, the mother in general as a character.
Yeah,
we get backstory, but we don't get emotion. We don't get business to see, their kind of character that they are.
Yes, exactly.
Which is a shame. Nevertheless, it did still whip past fairly well for me. I really enjoyed the dynamic between Elba and Cage, and I liked kind of what they were doing with Johnny Blaze as a character. I like taking him out of America.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I like the idea that he's still struggling with this curse, although it's not entirely obvious why it's a curse for him, because it was kind of cool that he admits that he actually made the deal for himself as well as his father. That it was selfish of him to want to keep his father around, that he was ready to die. That's interesting, and it makes you think of the first movie where it was Chris Cooper dad who died, and he made the deal, in order to keep him alive, selfishly.
Yeah.
But what about his attitude? Like, he at one stage calls urinating whilst being Ghost Rider awesome, because it's like a flamethrower. So how does he feel? Like, does he like this? Does he enjoy it? Or is this, something he wants to... And it's a bit cliche to have him just want to escape,
Yeah.
I don't know what's not cliche with this curse thing.
So, I think it's... Yeah, I think that's all indicative of the underlying problem of either it being rushed or not enough thought being put into the emotional parts of it. And being Ghost Rider doesn't need to like resonate 100% emotionally, but
no, it's just standard action movie plot is what it needs, and it's got all those standard beats in there.
Because like serviceable Marvel movies, the ones that I enjoy, don't necessarily have deep characters or sort of like moments that resonate with me deeply, but the things that do resonate, whether it's the fight of good versus evil or there's just some driving factor that is universal that you get behind as an audience member. And this, I found myself just wanting more of the crazy big stuff because the personal stuff wasn't substantial enough.
No, it was only really the sequence for me where Elba and Cage are talking in the cave just before he sort of removes his curse. That sequence worked for me where he's talking about the wine and they're having a discussion. That was good because it felt a little bit more earnest. Everything else just felt like script writing cliche.
Yes.
And I wasn't really interested. Which is a shame, because generally speaking, I definitely prefer this to the first Ghost Rider, from which, listening back to our quick fires, we spent a lot of time really struggling to justify that movie, including the fact that you're just getting a really boring Nicolas Cage performance. As well as just a really unimaginative movie. We're going to quick fire shortly, and you'll see there's a whole bunch of just really interesting and innovative stuff that makes this an entertaining way to spend less than 2 hours. It's just, it's quite a fun little action movie.
Yeah.
Let's quickfire.
All right, then.
Quickfire. I had plenty of time to group mine together. Ooh. So, let's start with production.
Okay.
I thought, the bike and the rider look great. I love the burning leather. The bubbling effect didn't quite work, but I love the texture of the burnt leather on his jacket. It looked fantastic, and the skull looks great. Other bits of production I like the castle they used. I thought that was very pretty. Ciaran Hinds' costume I thought was really cool. I like him as the devil. We'll talk a bit more about his performance later on, but I like his costume. When the monks have been decayed, the mushrooms and plant life that's growing out of their decayed bodies is really interesting. A neat little detail that I liked and could have been led on to saying something about the nature of decay, but nah.
Yeah, there's not enough time.
Finally, the caves look really cool. The cagey caves.
So the location in Turkey, Cappadocia or Cappadocia, depending on who you are and what stake you put in those letters, it just looks amazing.
How much they mean to you.
Nell's actually been there, and she got it from the first 5 seconds of them walking through a valley there. So that looks amazing. Shooting on set, fucking on location. Sorry, looks fucking amazing.
Hang on a minute. This is not the first time that Nell has stepped in the footsteps of Cage, right? In
Bangkok Dangerous.
In Bangkok Dangerous, she had been to the Weird Temple.
Yes, correct. Where else has she been?
Erewhon
Prison?
Some sort of secret... Is Nell a secret Cage stalker? That's what we're going to find out.
And, in our next podcast, Cage Stalker.
In our next episode, which will be... Oh my god, the next Cage appearance will be his 10th, not counting Vampire's Kiss. We should make it special. We should do Vampire's Kiss.
Again. Do Mandy and pretend it's a bad film.
Surprise, fuckers!
If we're talking about production, I really kind of production. When Decay killed was killing the priests, and when he kills some of the other people, he goes to a void, makes me think of Under the Skin, that kind of. Kind of thing, and it shows whoever his victim is going to be suddenly in blackness in the middle of nowhere, in the fucking void. And there's something so nihilistic and cold about the way these people die. I thought that was a great touch. It's a really good sort of creepy thing. Yeah,
that segues into my next thing, which is just general filmmaking from the Neveldine Taylor, and that includes stuff like the bike photography, which is often captured by the sort of camera mounted onto bikes in front, so you've got the whole twisting scenery thing that's great, the subjective point of view on the bikes. When he emerges, having banished his curse, there's just this lovely sense of a cool desert, a cool desert evening that I really liked. Ghost Rider against the pure white whilst he's losing the powers is amazing.
Yep.
And although the joke is a bit overproduced, I do like the look of him flamethrower pissing into pure darkness.
Yeah.
Just again, the fire on darkness just looked fantastic. And then finally a great shot of jumping over the edge of the road. No, that's it. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shots in the movie is when Idris Elba is in pursuit, he purposefully drives his bike or scooter off the edge of the road and turns in order to fire backwards at the car that's chasing him. And that was a practical effect. They actually did that, and it looks fantastic. You can see the shadow of the guy along the side. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, like, how fucking good that looks. And and
they actually killed Idris Elba to get it, and that's pretty impressive.
That's impressive because he's only got 3 or 4 lives left, and he's damn precious about it. And believe me, I know.
Just as he should be.
It looks unreal.
Yeah,
how good it is. And the reverse shot, sort of by contrast, looks bad because I don't know.
Oh, that wasn't practical.
Yeah. Just when he turns up at Nic Cage's place and he says, "If not for the intervention of God," and then it cuts to him like hanging upside down with the Marseillaise playing.
Yes, that's amazing.
Silly, made me laugh. I enjoyed that.
I remember it making me laugh the first time.
My brothers are dead, as should I be, if not for the intervention of God.
It was one of the moments that stuck with me. Elba in general, I think, is great. I really like him. I like his performance. I like his warmth.
Yeah.
The moments of self-deprecating humor, but also the sort of cool moments.
Yeah.
And I think his death was really good as well. And it was a very bleak sort of moment to him. I think he had a cool final line, and then he just sort of...
I can still see the light!
And then he headbutts the guy, thereby destroying himself. That was, cool way to go.
Nice. Yeah, so there's one shot of at the construction yard of Cage jumping on somebody who has a bazooka, and or like a rocket launcher, and he fires it, and the rocket kind of sends Cage flying into the sky, and the camera angle is sort of on the ground over this guy's shoulder, and you just see Cage from below, just see Cage whoosh up into the sky, and that was a really cool effect, and it was very inventive.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Couple of moments of action for me. I thought the explosion from the rocket launcher, the bunker buster, looked great.
Yeah.
It's a really good explosion. And I liked his chain kills when he's got chains dangling from him and he just uses them as whips.
Yeah.
And people sort of burst into flame as the whips touch them. It's basically Blade, and it doesn't look as good as Blade 1 or 2, but it's still, it looked good, and it was a cool little action beat.
Nice.
Yeah.
When Mama Mary, whatever you call her.
Mother Mary, won't you whisper?
That's it.
Something about the passing good.
She's being cornered by Kurtrik Swazel, and she goes,
"Look, I've got people after Danny and me, so just let me go. Let me go!
I'm the people after you."
I really liked. Because he's such a sneering tosser of a man, and it's a great line for him.
Oh, it's good stuff for Tosserage.
For Tosserman.
Yeah. I really like Hinds talking to the boy. Ciaran Hinds is a little underused in this. I really like his performance in general, but him talking to the boy and just being like a weird Chicago gangsters type kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, or New Jersey kind of criminal dude as the devil. I really enjoyed.
You wanted to know why I look this way? Think of a flamethrower. A flamethrower made out of paper mache. All that power. Try to use it, you burn up. This body I'm living in, it's weak. Human. It's dying. It was never made to do the things that I can do.
Cool. Yeah, I had him as sort of half chewing scenery and half playing a racist granddad. But I liked it very much.
Love that. I've also talked about how beautiful Christopher Lambert is.
Very true.
Beautiful.
Let it never be said that he's not. Idris Elba's sort of final killing spree at the end looked really good.
Oh yeah,
and flipping out and just yelling stuff.
That's good stuff.
That was very good.
that little girl in the diner is eating a trash tier chicken burger. This is Paul's Burger Review area. This isn't so much a good thing, but my God, that chicken burger looked terrible. Really thick, really dry looking, breaded as well instead of battered.
Okay.
Don't do it, folks. It looked like the worst that Bird's Eye has to offer.
I'm going to wade in on Burger Corner, mate. I prefer a grilled chicken burger.
That's pretty... Grilled... Yes, that's the best.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Like the black grill lines. That's, like a Nando's, might.
Yeah. But, maybe. I just like a KFC burger is pretty good, though.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But breaded is not...
Like in a scallop.
Here for breadcrumb.
Yeah.
It's not what we're here for. Too dry. Anyway, the decaying ambulance man I thought looked great. I like the boy asking what if Ghost Rider took a taxi. It's really funny as an idea, like with the taxi driver turn all awesome and, scary. That's quite funny.
Yeah.
And I like that when Decay is rooting around for things and watching them rot, he picks up a Twinkie and it doesn't rot because it's a Twinkie.
Yes.
That's quite amusing.
That was good.
That brings us to Cage. Can we back and forth on Cage?
We could try. Yeah. I don't have many. I kept it brief, but I've got some good ones in there.
I have 5.
Oh, okay. I think I've got 5.
Okay. So I like him when he's posing in this moment you've screenshotted where he's about to rip out somebody's soul through their eyes.
Yeah.
He leans about and then he leans away and then back in again.
Yeah.
And I assume that was Cage doing mocap, and it got me. It got me the idea that he sort of had to wind up a little bit to do this stare.
Nice. Getting into role, but he's getting in. He's already in the role of getting into the role, so it's fine. You keep it on camera.
Oh, yeah, when he goes to touch the boy's face and gets rebuffed, and he says...
It was a bee. Thought it was gonna sting your face.
That's good.
That is good.
Okay, well, let me just get something straight. The guy who kidnapped Danny and tried to kill you and blew me up with grenades.
But like, in that scene, there's just, like, gentle, well, not gentle, but like there's a very short, sudden zooming in and out of the camera as it's happening. And I think that's a Neveldine Taylor thing, just to add that layer of to everything. But just the combination of all those things was really wonderful, and it had me really
amazing,
giggling away.
Oh, giggling like an old drain,
giggling like a twat.
So just a throwaway line that just stands out always in Cage. And it's like Christopher Walken in that sense. Just something normal is going to stand out at you. And it was just...
I've already contacted Moreau. He's going to catch up with us on the road.
I think that's how he says it. It's something to do with road. And I will sample. But yeah, it's pretty special.
I don't, like when they share the 2,000-year-old wine at the end, and Nic Cage goes...
Yeah. It might be good on a salad.
It's very understated. Because it's vinegary.
Yeah.
It's a good line, and they didn't draw attention to it.
Love that.
And it's only for people who have drunk shitty wine, and people who know that
wine.
Use common sense.
He was in a I think he goes into the holy place, and just someone says amen, and he just seems, or someone says something, and he just says
amen,
just in a really awkward way that was quite amusing.
Nice.
Do you have any others?
Yes. The final line of his, I think. I can't remember what the boy asks him now, but it doesn't really matter, because his response of, I'm going to say yes. Then the fucking wildest like flare of eyes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Did we win?
I'm going to say yes. Hell yes.
Mwah. Mwah.
Amazing. Yeah. And yeah, the only other thing I've got is just the interrogation scene, which we will already have sampled the shit out of.
Yeah.
But hey, just in case I didn't get it all, here's the last bit.
You will tell me I would eat just thinking so good!
The party! For our God's poor man is putting together a goddamn army!
I know the place.
You're not gonna mention this conversation to anyone, are you? No. Oh, yeah. All right, well, that was a good answer.
And then here's us going, scraping at the door! Because you got to do one. We haven't done too many actual Nic Cage lines in this one, so you've got it.
Absolutely. At least none that I've left in.
Well, if you're Sean Archer, I guess I'm Castor Troy.
Castor Troy. John Travolta's response. I love that film. It's so good. We need to do something about that.
Can we just do that next week?
Watching it.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh. Well, it's barely genre, really. It is more of a drama. There's some action scenes in it if you look carefully, but, you know.
It's if anything, it's a documentary.
Speaking of a documentary, I wouldn't mind seeing a documentary about the OG team.
Oh my god, I would fucking kill to see that documentary, my friend.
OG team. No, you know what I did there? I was aiming for the modern version of the old Western tune from the original Ghost Rider, but I ended up at Knights of Sidonia instead.
And that's what they wanted you to do. Oh,
that's what
Illuminati.
they wanted you to do.
That's how they get you.
I can't believe Muse was part of the problem.
And yet, you look at the last few albums.
They doth protest too much. We're not part of the system, honest.
Yeah, you got to fight them. And don't listen to our lyrics anymore. Because they're so obvious and bad. It's really on the nose. Over to Patreon.
Ooh,
where Liam Jose, the best one. Liam Jose said, God, I was so excited for this one. A Ghost Rider movie by the makers of Crank 2 with my favourite Christopher Lambert. And he has linked me to a meme, which I am just about to load.
Oh, I can't wait for this meme.
I hope you're ready for memes.
I'm ready for memes. I wake up ready for memes.
Jason Bateman in Arrested Development saying, I don't know what I expected, but probably in a funny way.
Oh, I love it when Jason Bateman says things in funny ways. No, fair enough. If you're coming in as a Christopher Lambert fan, aside from the fact that he looks fucking gorgeous, you're probably not going to get too much out of it. He doesn't get a chance to even go,
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't say at all. Doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Fucking joke.
He's very restrained, which is not what you want from your Christopher Lambert. You want to get the impression of the abyss of craziness just behind his eyes.
But John Cage. Hey, but Nic Cage had already taken his Christopher Lambert, and what was he to do?
The source of all his powers.
Source of all our powers. Get that hair. Catch it quick. And catch Liam Jose for being such a great member of the OG team.
Fuck yeah, he is. Anyone else?
No, that's it. Thanks, OG team. That was my ending.
Thanks, OG team.
Well, if you're
Let's talk
the
about
OG
the one
team.
better thing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'm going to go with Tokyo Drifter. This is a Seijun Suzuki movie. I need to watch everything that Seijun Suzuki has done, but I've started with Tokyo Drifter, and I don't regret it.
Lovely.
This is a absolutely amazing, Yakuza Ieda movie, which just, it's about a hitman who's caught up in various machinations between various Yakuza gangs, but just, it's very crazy, it's very stylized. It's big. The main character, who is, played by Tetsuya Watari, and is playing Tetsuya Phoenix Tetsu Hondu, which is just very good. And yeah, he's just incredible. He's got these very big expressions, and it's just a very wacky kind of movie. It's a very inexplicable and chaotic one that's just absolutely full of these really bizarre moments that reminded me of Neveldine Taylor quite a bit. It's sort of proto Neveldine Taylor. This movie's 1966, so it would have blown people away back then.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun. And it has its own theme tune, which is what I love in old Japanese movies. Most of them do.
Fantastic. Well, like an opening thing with credits and
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and it just at various points throughout the movie, it'll just be da 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 da, and it's like Tokyo Drifter drifts off again or something.
Okay.
It's
Sunday,
really good.
Sunday, Monday, happy days.
Godzilla regularly has a new theme, and the monster he fights obviously often has its own song at the beginning of a Godzilla movie. I love it. I wish we did it over here. It's the equivalent of the Will Smith friendly rap.
Aw. Do need more of those. Inception would have been better with a Will Smith rap.
Hey, Tenet had a Travis Scott thing. Last time there weren't no tenets. Oh shit, I just got this pulled from YouTube.
Oh well. What can you do?
Paul, what about you?
Oh, well, I think if you want to see more Nic Cage and Brian Taylor, you can do so in Mum and Dad, the 2017 movie, I think, of the sort of horror-esque movie where all the parents in the world become possessed with an inexplicable urge to kill their children. It's huge. It has the same sort of frenetic qualities to Neveldine Taylor Fair for good reason, because one of the directors directs this. It has some surprise appearances later on, and is just it's slicker looking than Neveldine Taylor's other stuff.
So you compare it with the 1976 Spanish horror film Who Could Kill a Child, where the opposite of that is happening.
Ooh.
So you can, that's where all the kids suddenly go out, decide to kill all the adults. So you got both sides of the argument then, and then you can decide which side you'd be on. Happen.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I think the kids should be killing us.
I vote for neither. I'm behind the ghost ship wire that snaps and just takes everybody out.
Except the kids who are too short, Paul.
Oh, but then they're idiots. They can't even wipe their own asses.
So they just die eventually.
Of arse dirt disease.
If you wait for a long enough period, that'll probably just happen anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Brilliant.
Excellent. Those were the one better things. Paul, how can people find out more about One Good Thing and its various seasons and aching joints? I don't know why that came to
as we move into the winter of our careers. But spring's just around the corner.
Discontent.
Yeah.
Spat out water to get that line out in time.
Very good. That was from Art. And but we'll be moving into spring very soon and blossoming into brand new flowers. And you can check out our lovely petals at OGTPod at Twitter and Facebook. Send us an email at gmail@ogtpod@gmail.com to tell us that's not how we're supposed to be blooming. And give it back. You can't be trusted. Gatekeeping. And
gatekeeping flowers, pricks.
Stop fucking gatekeeping nature from us. We just want to use it. Stop telling us how it should be used. If I want to run around with no trousers but still a t-shirt in grass of any length, I should be allowed.
That's your right as an Australian man.
I'm soon to be an Australian man, and you can't argue with that. It's going to be on a passport. So fuck off. But tune in next week, and thanks so much for listening. We have a Patreon.
We love you so much.
Yeah,
fuck off.
If you want to hear more abuse directed unsolicited towards you, then you can sign up to our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You get exclusive access to content such as I Know We Did Last Summer, sneak peek Halloween 2022 Uncut and Boot preview. Recently, we've speaking of unsolicited, we've been receiving a lot of really useful and frankly hostile feedback from our patrons.
Oh yeah,
and we've decided to better ourselves by implementing this feedback by consulting the guru of all these things, WikiHow. So that's been a really, really fun series. If you think, I do like listening to the Pauls for the shit that they talk, for the stuff where they don't make sense, but I wish it was less film-based, you'd really like these.
Oh, you'd love it. You'd love us hearing us talk about societal expectations. I'm Paul Blossoms.
I am the loose grip on societal expectations that has gotten me this far.
And remember, the one good thing about Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, is, this lenticular cover is pretty fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta say. Otherwise, probably Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah, I guess, but show us that cover again, mate.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the lyrics to Knights of Sidonia?
I do.
Kawai